success.
Ron, no Mikhail Grabovski tonight. What are your expectations for Darryl Boyce, who gets to start this game?
Yeah, well, he's going to have a lot to think about, but he's played really well for the Marlies. He's been their best player for the last couple of weeks, so I figured put him with some good players who are playing really well right now. We'll see what he can do.
What did Tuesday's second period tell you about your team's capabilities?
Well, when we get skating, we're driving to the net, we'll draw penalties. Our power play seems to be pretty effective right now, but it's getting traffic in front of the net, cycling the puck, and having our defensemen involved in the attack. We do that, we'll be okay.
All right, Ron, thank you.
Thank you.
Tonight, the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Live from Air Canada Centre, it's the Esquire by Movado countdown to puck drop.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Molson Canadian Leafs hockey tonight on Leafs TV HD. And from the Air Canada Centre, tonight it is the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And about 4:45 this afternoon, Darryl Boyce arrived here getting the call up from the Toronto Marlies. And he gets the start at center ice and immediately gets it down into the Blue Jackets' end of the ring. Kuhlman along with MacArthur working with Boyce as it's played back to the blue line, and Beauchemin gets it across to the far side to Phaneuf, and the shot is off a glove of Mason wide of the goal. Played into the slot and back into the corner and out of the reach of Boyce, and it'll be grabbed off there by Fedor Tyutin, and he doesn't get it out. Here's Boyce working it into the corner. Boyce trying to get around Tyutin, now works back to the blue line to Phaneuf. Phaneuf over it comes to Beauchemin. He's fanned on his pass. Goes against the boards trying to battle Derek Dorsett. And it goes to an open wing, and then Phaneuf comes away with the loose puck and gets a shot on goal. And Mason directed that into the corner with his blocking glove.
I like the way the Leafs have come out tonight. That's exactly what you want to do against Columbus. Go right after their defense and create some low cycles.
Dorsett getting it in over the line, and it is Armstrong regrouping now with Luke Schenn. Schenn drops it back to Carberlay, and up ahead it goes to Armstrong and chipping it in over the line. Armstrong is in there after it. It goes back to the net, tied up there by Versteeg. Armstrong comes out with it, has it in his skates again, trying to get some support, and the puck comes free and brought out at center by Rick Nash. Nash chasing after Schenn. Got a bit of a slash on Schenn's stick, and then the puck goes around back of the net. Into the corner for Nash. The Brampton native trying to work his way out. Works back along the boards now against Schenn. A centering pass and a shot by Huselius is kicked away by Gustafsson. Another shot in front of the net is broken up. And the Leafs get it up on the wing for Versteeg, who chips it on to John Mitchell with Armstrong. Mitchell into the corner. Mitchell trying to center, and he couldn't get the puck away from Chris Russell, who was able to get it out at center, and now flip it down into the Toronto zone. Good pace to this start for both teams. Chris Clark having it back along the boards, trying to knock it down along the wall. He does. The shot by Moreau goes wide of the net. Kept in on the far side now. Murray trying to get it in front, and is poked away, and the Leafs are able to get it out at center. Clark on the left wing side, and Keslow is bumped and knocked off stride. Here is Kessel in over the line, into the slot. The shot just off the mark. Taken there by Bozak. That just missed the far post. At the blue line. Kept alive by Crabbe and set down into the zone as it goes into the corner, and the change is coming fast and furious here for both teams. Mark Mathot, the Ottawa native, rolls it in as Gustafsson was headed for the shoot-around. Played out into the slot area, and away goes Sjostrom to center. Frederick Sjostrom to the line, laying it into the corner now for Tim Brent, who missed the game the other night because of the flu bug. Now here's a chance for Sjostrom to backhand it in, but it was read perfectly and sent ahead for Jared Boll. Boll will play it into the Toronto zone. Schenn peppering it around on the wall for Colton Orr, and Orr gets it ahead. Missing the hit there was Brent, as trying to line him up was Anton Stralman, the former Leaf. Back down into the Toronto zone is Carberlay. Played around on the wing, and a quick pass is a turnover. The pass into the slot then by Boll was blocked, and it is Carberlay getting it along the boards and out into the center ice area. Russell playing it in. We've got Paul Hendrick between the benches, Bob McGill down in the Zamboni entrance, and Greg Millen are here earning their stipend without saying a word. MacArthur across the line, works into the corner with a shot, kicks a rebound. and Mason got away from it with that as it's into the corner, and Klesla has it.
You're going to get rebounds against this young Mason tonight, so the Leafs have to put pucks to the net and look for rebounds. They will be available.
Speaking of that, the professors of the polyester pavilions tonight, brought to you by Tim Hortons, proud to support Timbits hockey, where the first goal is having fun. Jonas Gustafsson in his first ever start against Columbus. Steve Mason is 1-1-0 with a 4.38 goals against average in the 2 games against Toronto.
And Boyce after his first shift. And of course giving the bench encouragement, which is exactly what you want to do after a pretty good shift by the entire line where they hemmed up Columbus and forechecked early against them.
Well, Darryl, now here's a chance for Bozak in with a backhand, and Mason coming across is able to take that on the chest and hold on.
Steve Mason stopped 37 of 40 shots against Minnesota in the Columbus Blue Jackets shootout win a couple of nights ago, and he was very sharp as the game went on. And this is a good play here as he squared to the puck. Bozak tips it by Russell, and then Mason saves the day with a very good positional save.
Well, guys, get back to that shift by Darryl Boyce. He starts every period and every first of the game for Dallas Aiken and the Toronto Marlies because he got the energy line going big time.
There is Mitchell in the corner, leaving it for Versteeg. Played back to the net for Armstrong, reversing his field, trying to get it out in front. Versteeg gets it off on the wing to Beauchemin. He doesn't handle it, and Nash starts away on a 2-on-1. Huselius is with him. Nash the shot, and smothering that is Gustafsson.
That's a big save for Gustafsson because he needs to grab some early confidence. He's 2-5-0 with a 3.83 goals against and a .861 save percentage in the month of December. He needs to get better, and one of the things to help the confidence is to come up with an early save.
Tonight's HD net cams are brought to you by LASIK MD, providing you with a 20/20 view of all the action. And speaking of the LASIK MD net cam, here it is. Well, you can't see the puck because he's got a pretty good angle on it.
One thing when Nash is on the ice, you don't want to give up 2-on-1s. That's the second 2-on-1 that the Leafs have given up with Nash on the ice. And that's exactly what you don't want to do against one of the better goal scorers in the National League.
Dan O'Halloran of Essex, Ontario. Frederick Lecuyer of Trois-Rivières are the referees. Steve Miller of Stratford and Waterdowns. Mark Shuchuk are the linesmen here tonight. Snapped in then by Nash. It goes around back of the net. Goaltender Gustafsson leaving it there. And it was poked by Carberlay out in front of the net and brought out by Tim Brent. Flipped ahead by Sjostrom, but not deep. Shooting. Gets it on the wing for Huselius as the Blue Jackets are changing for Coach Scott Arniel. Played high.
PokerStars.net, the world's largest poker site. Dion Phaneuf plays on his 9th game back since coming back from injury. He's been busy, having played in 20-plus minutes in each of those games. And Rick Nash has struggled offensively as of late. He hasn't scored a goal in 7 consecutive games. And Phil Kessel hopes Tuesday's game is an indication of things to come. His 2-goal effort was his 6th as a member of the Maple Leafs.
Grabowski not in the lineup tonight. I hope that everything is all right as his wife is expecting a baby, and she's her girlfriend, pardon me, and he is with her at the moment. But Grabowski's been hot, and they'll miss him tonight. 8 goals in his last 10 games.
Shot by Kessel, steered wide by Mason. Yes, Kate Van Alstyne is doing all of the work at this particular point. Grabo is there watching attentively, I would imagine. And little girl is on the way. As Grabowski out of the lineup, and Darryl Boyce getting the opportunity here tonight. Dorsett gets it to the line, brought in over the line now with a chance. Brassard had his shot blocked, gets it back again, steps out with a high drive over top of the goal. That comes off a stanchion, and it is Shen getting to it a little bit late. Now played around back of the net, onto the puck now. The Leafs trying to get it away from Umberger at the point of shot. That's off, I like the rebound. Is knocked over on the far side. Kept alive there by Hayda and played into the corner, and Shen has it again. His pass up the middle was wide, and there's going to be an icing charge here against Toronto, and it'll be brought back into the Leaf zone.
The first period of tonight's game from Toronto on Leafs TV is brought to you by Ford. Drive one. by Tim Hortons. Always fresh, always Tim Hortons. And by the CSA Group.
Played up on the wing. Crabb trying to get it along the boards. He does, down into Columbus territory. That'll allow the Leafs to get their change completed. And it's brought out by Anton Stralman with a pass up on the left wing side for Huselius. Trying to find it into the middle of the rink there for Vermette. And it's turned over and brought back into the center ice area by the Leafs. A quick shot is gloved by Mason. And with Armstrong on the doorstep, he'll hold on for a face-off coming in the Columbus zone after the Oakville natives smothered it.
Yeah, like most young goaltenders, Nick Mason has been struggling a little bit of late, trying to grab some consistency. He has about 80 tickets here tonight for the hockey game, and the Oakville boys excited to play in his hometown.
Around on the boards, played by Mathot out into the center ice area. On to the left wing side for Armstrong, dropping it back. Gunnarsson plays it into the side of the net. Armstrong tied up his man, comes away with the loose puck on his knees, and back into the corner, but out of the reach of Versteeg. Cole gets it out, but it's turned over and quickly brought back in again, and Armstrong has it. Armstrong slipping it into Versteeg. That bounced away from him. Mathot took him out of the play as it comes around on the near side and out. Beauchemin launching it back in, delayed offside as the Leafs change, and so are the Blue Jackets. As a quick up on the right wing finds Jared Boll, and Boll is knocked over there by Beauchemin. Beauchemin collides with Kyle Wilson as it goes back of the net. Beauchemin trying to get it away. Volleyballs it in front of the net. It bounces to the line, but not out. Kept in by Russell. A shot in front of the net. Another shot right on the rebound. Boll couldn't get it. And Boyce tied up Boll just sufficiently to knock it away. And now the Leafs have a 2-on-1. Proleman to the line. MacArthur couldn't get the shot away as he was dragged down. Hayda got back to negate the 2-on-1. Beauchemin shot and a blocking arm save by Mason. Cleared out and down the ice by the Blue Jackets. And an icing charge here. Darryl Boyce does a great job defensively in front of his own net.
Well, he sure did, as the Leafs were in a bit of trouble down low, and Boyce came all the way back to his defensive position here. And he's right on. Good position there. Just gets enough of the stick. He wasn't in terrific defensive position. I prefer if he was between the net and the forward, but he did a good job of knocking the stick away from Boll, and that was enough to prevent a goal.
Clark unable to penetrate the Leaf defense. Flipped in again now by Joey Crabb. He hustles in there after it. Collides. Grabbed off then by Bozak. Back to the point. Gunnarsson sending it right back in again. Centering effort. Kessel rolled in front. Snared by Mason. Held for a face-off. The Leafs have had 6 of the 10 shots registered on goal midway through period number 1.
One of the problems Columbus have had of late is they've been giving up the first goal. And that's one of the things that Scott Arniel has talked about a lot to his group before this game. We've got to have better starts. And tonight, probably not all that happy with the start Columbus has had.
Carberlay at the point. Shot deflects wide of the goal. Chopped at then by Klesla. And out into the center ice area it comes. Shen slowed it up enough. Umberger is able to clear it in. And Tim Brent gets it back into the corner. And here is Shen getting it on to Sjöström, who gets it ahead at center or plays to an open wing. And it'll be played back into the Toronto zone. Luke Shen, who has to be enjoying what his brother's doing not too far down the road in Buffalo during the World Junior Tournament.
No kidding. He's been on a roll.
I love the commercial about how his brother's got some work to do. He has a gold medal. Well, his brother's doing a pretty good job of doing that. Here's the pass in front of the net. Stralman a shot. Rebound in front. And it's chipped over top of the net by Rick Nash. That seemed to lay there for an eternity. Stralman at the point. Sends it in wide of the goal. Vermette couldn't get to it. And Huselius unable to come up with it as well as it's played out into the center ice area. Stralman back in again for Huselius. Turnover. Huselius then took that pass away from Armstrong. And the Blue Jackets have it again in the center ice area. Vermette plays it in. Snapped around the boards then by goaltender Gustafsson. Now the scramble is on and a blocked shot by Phaneuf saves a goal. Shot from the blue line goes wide of the net. And it is cleared out into the center ice area as Gustafsson gets his thoughts collected in the goal crease. In on the left wing it goes as Paulson will play it around back to the goal. Paulson driven to the end boards by Schenn. And the Leafs are able to get it ahead, and now Kuhlman, a rink-wide feed. Here's Boyce snapping it in, and MacArthur trying to get to it, but Mason has cut it off. A pass up the middle it goes. Played ahead at center then for Clark. Chris Clark goes into the corner after it to Brampton, or at least Clark around back of the net trying to find Morrow, the Huntsville native, trying to come out of the corner. Morrow gets it again, a backhand shot, deflects just wide of the Leaf net. Schenn chipping it ahead, and Boyce unable to get it out for him. A rolling puck is knocked down, and the Leafs have it on the glass and played down into the Nashville or into the Columbus zone, and there's going to be an icing charge here and brought back as it is touched by Mark Matheau.
One thing that the Leafs have to do is continue to move the puck quickly out of their zone. And here's Gustafsson here behind the net. He's had a little trouble with communication with the defense. You can hear him say, play it there, so you can get anything on it. But listen to this. Play it, good communication. He doesn't get enough of the puck, though, however, throwing it up the boards, and that costs him a chance to score against also. So when a player says play it, play it.
Into the corner goes Umberger. Umberger with a shot. That was off a leg. Grabbed off, and Kuhlman gets it out.
And what I mean by that is play it with authority. Put it up on the glass. If you want to get out of trouble, then at least wire it around hard. You can't throw a softie up the boards and expect your forwards to do anything with it.
Brassard across the line, dropping it back for Umberger. He is taken to the boards by Gunnarsson. Now into the corner for Dorsett. He rolls along the near side, runs into traffic there. The puck goes high in the air and is going to come to center ice, and Stralman is there. How did you wire it, Millsy? Did you get it on the glass ever? The one time?
No.
There's a giveaway from the shot off the goal post. The rebounded ball. Couldn't get the bouncing puck to do onto the stick. But a horrific giveaway there, and the goal post saves the goaltender Gustafsson as Komisarek rolled that hand grenade up the middle. A centering pass, and that was chipped wide of the net by Bozak, who's had a couple of good chances in the first period. Shots are even at 6 apiece. Jared Bowling with a shot. That is stopped and smothered by Gustafsson and held. The posts are your best friend. By Bergmanis Prera LLP, personal injury lawyers, your man advantage. And Jean-Sebastien Giguère has been out because of recurring groin injury. And this morning,
yeah, he's getting closer. Keeping in shape, and Leafs are hoping to get him back sooner than later.
Had an opportunity to talk to James Reimer yesterday. We'll have that interview coming up in the first intermission. A very energetic young man awaiting that first National Hockey League start. I suspect it'll be soon.
Hard to get that smile off his face, isn't it, Henny?
Oh, still there. He loves it up here.
Oh, why wouldn't you? Now here is Mitchell to the line, slipping it into the left wing corner for Armstrong. Back to the net. Versteeg couldn't get to it, but Phaneuf is pinched in to clear it into the corner. Versteeg centers. No one there, and Nash has it now. Nash saucers it ahead, and out at center ice comes Russell with a pass that was too far for Huselius, but he catches up to it in the corner. Huselius back along the boards, and running into a mittful of Armstrong was Huselius. Now here's Nash with a pass in front, and just failing to deflect that on goal was Vermette. Nash in the near corner. Nash trying to center, and it goes off a stick and down the ice. Icing is indicated, and taking his time back to touch it is Jan Hejda, and so it'll be brought back into the circle to the left of Jonas Gustafsson. Still scoreless here in the first period with 5:36 to play.
The only area that I haven't liked so far in this first period by the Maple Leafs is when Nash is on the ice. They haven't been too tidy defensively. And there's been a post in this period, but that was another giveaway, but not when Nash was on the ice. But Nash has had a couple of opportunities, one on a 2-on-1.
Bouncing puck along the boards. Centering effort. Goes around back of the net. Beauchemin getting it on the boards, but not past the defense of Schutten. Schutten wraps it back in along the wall, kept alive by Broussard to the far side, and a bullet goes off the glass well wide of the net.
Leafs are tired now. They got to get off this. Columbus got some fresh bodies on in that ice.
Mitchell off the boards, and this will allow them to do just that. Fedor Schutten going back into his own zone, gets it up on the right wing side for Dorsett. Dorsett winds and shoots. Ouch, off a leg, blocked twice by Komisarek. Puck is in his skates, and now Mike Komisarek gets it off the glass. Off a high stick, knocked ahead by Boyce. Kuhlman a 2-on-1. MacArthur going to the net. Holy Mackinac, what a nice play by Clark MacArthur. And Kuhlman is the finisher.
Yeah, and Tootin with a bad pitch. And Boyce makes a nice play on the boards. And the combination of those two things creates an excellent play for the Maple Leafs. Boyce here on the boards. It actually gets tipped by Columbus player with a high stick. Boyce intercepts it. That keeps the play alive. And then a broken play by Clark MacArthur. I don't think he's meaning to pass this, but Kuhlman does the right thing. To the net, stick down, stop in front of the net, and he's rewarded for it by tapping at the puck into the empty net.
And Darryl Boyce is going to get his first NHL point on a goal from Kuhlman with MacArthur setting it up.
Toronto, his 13th of the season. Scored by number 45.
Around the boards it comes to the near side. Clark's shot is blocked in front of the net. And it is Gunnarsson carrying a 2-on-2 rush to center. Colton Orr taking the puck wide, sends it to the net, and Mason stopped that. Gunnarsson tied up back to the goal, trying to get back into position, and Orr heading for the bench as well. So Darryl Boyce with his first National Hockey League point. And it is a 1-0 Toronto lead. Kuhlman's 13th, MacArthur and Boyce the assists. At center on the left wing side for Joey Crabb. Crabb into the corner, barges into Jan Hejda. Puck loose then as Bozak couldn't come up with it. Carberley pinches against Nash. Kept in by Crabb, sent to an open wing. Boyce drops it off to Kessel. Sharp angle shot is stopped. The rebound is around back of the net for Crabb. Crabb looking for Boyce in front, goes back to the point to Carberley. Carberley laying it into the slot, and it's knocked off the stick of Kessel and fed ahead. Here's a breakaway chance. In over the line now for Husalia. Scores! Christian Husalius from blue line on. Our clear-cut breakaway.
As I said earlier in the period, Nash is on the ice. Don't do these little high-risk plays right in the middle of the ice, both by Carberley and then by Kessel. And Nash takes off through the middle, and then Husalius finishes it off with a 5-hole goal that catches Gustafsson standing still. You have to know who you're playing against and have good ice awareness. And those plays don't work against the good players in the National Hockey League.
Hejda and Vermette will get the assists on the goal, and it is tied at 1. Christian Husalius with his 7th of the season. Out into the center ice area for Jared Bull. Bull on the left wing, centers in front, and all alone in front of the goal was Andrew Murray. Chipped up into the center ice area.
At 16:46.
So both teams are on the board. It is tied at a goal.
Or just poker site.
His song of choice.
Darryl Boyce with a hard-earned point, his first career National Hockey League point, as he wins the battle on the boards and then tips it past Tootin here. And creates a 2-on-1 for his teammates. And Bob McGill, you've seen a lot of this kid of late. What do you think of him?
You know what, to me, he's really bounced back this year. Only played 20 games last year because of injuries, and he's been the energy guy for Coach Dallas Aikens with the Toronto Marlies. And for me, his skating is much improved this year. Got much more jump in his game, and a big reason why he's up here today.
Summerside PEI native, played with the St. Michael's Majors of the Ontario Hockey League, then the University of New Brunswick in the AUAA for 2 years before getting an opportunity to play with the Marlies. Played that one game in which he was injured very early in the game against Washington. So some perseverance is a very big part of this young man's makeup.
And one area where I think you're going to see more and more players come out of is Canadian university hockey for a couple of reasons. U.S. scholarships are starting to dry up as more Americans play the game, and a lot of players that play major junior hockey after their career, and some Tier 2A players end up in Canadian universities, and they can continue to develop. And sometimes we rush kids, they're not ready, and they need that extra time.
Around back of the net, centering effort by Clark, jammed at the side of the goal, and goaltender Gustafson finally has it. And Clark and Promisaric get into a shoving episode with Ethan Morrow in there as well. 2:09 left to go.
Are they going to kiss?
Well, they look like they were buddies.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Leafs TV is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67. You can have a little, or you can have it all.
They brushed their teeth this morning.
Face-off is going to be in the circle to the right.
Saw Ethan Morrow this morning, and he's enjoying the fact that he's a little bit out of the spotlight after playing his entire career in Canada. He says, I can even go to the grocery store now and actually not have to worry about too much, but remembering my grocery list.
Doesn't have to bring the Sharpie with him.
Exactly.
Shot blocked, rebound into the corner from Vermette, centered in front, and the net dislodged as Christian Huselius was going hard to the goal, along with Beauchemin, goaltender. There's the net cam, and there is Gustafson inside the net.
And Beauchemin here right in front of the net takes Huselius to the net, and Huselius really didn't stop either. He just kept going.
Here's your LASIK MD vision. Whammo! Hello. Pass the popcorn. I'm in your living room. Nash working in on the right side against Beauchemin. The shot went wide of the goal, far side, and a rebound snapped in front of the net, was blocked by Beauchemin. Back to the point again. Klesla trying to send it in front of the goal, knocked down, and here's Vermette unable to make it through, and the Leafs have a 3-on-2 rush that bogs down, but now here is Crabbe in with taking the shot, letting it go, and off the glove of Mason. Oh, and then Crabbe got nailed from behind, and a penalty will come here to Rostislav Klesla.
That's the right call, too. Boarding, I would assume. Crabbe, he has had lots of jumps that's coming up from the Toronto Marlies. A pretty good little play here. Look at his patience. Pump. Changes the angle, and then here's the penalty right into the board's face first. And Mason had to be very sharp on that play as he just got a piece of it with his glove as he had to shift from right to left after the fake from Crabbe.
Maple Leaf Power plays tonight, brought to you by Just Energy, your clean energy solution.
The Blue Jackets will really chase on the penalty kill, and they will chase out of position.
Leafs have scored 7 power play goals in their last 6 games. They're 7 for 27. Brought to the line and in and onto the wing for Versteeg. Flipped into the corner for MacArthur. MacArthur around back of the net. Boyce is knocked down nose first into the boards as well. And this is launched down into the Toronto zone. Minute 37 to go with a man advantage of minute. Andy Frost letting the patrons at the Air Canada Centre know the time. Here's MacArthur in on the wing, flipping it into the corner for Versteeg. Versteeg centers, back to the point. Carberlet bounced over a stick. Carberlet works back to the blue line, saucers it back now for Kuhlman. Kuhlman with Versteeg. Versteeg mishandles the puck, and trying to take advantage of that was Dorsett, and it is Kuhlman now going back to retrieve a loose disc. Change is coming with a half minute to go in the period. Thomas Carberlet, 16th in the league in defense scoring as he stops it in around the boards to the far side. Umberger playing it around back of the net. Kessel gets there first. Centering pass, it's Bozak finishes this one off after having about 4 great chances earlier.
And often in the entries for the power play, if the team is standing up, throw it on the boards. Throw it up in the glass so the goalie can't get to it. And then some good pressure here. Mathot gives the puck away, and the puck arrives for Bozak right into the slot. What does he do? Kessel with the puck, wins the battle, throws it out, goal. 2-1 with 17 seconds to go. That's an absolutely huge goal for the Maple Leafs to gain momentum going into the period, or going into the intermission, rather.
So Bozak with his 5th of the season as a long shot is knocked away there by Gustafsson. The rebound goes around back of the net. A collision there with a centering pass that's still loose at the side of the goal, and the horn will bring an end to the festivities. Kessel with the lone assist on the Bozak goal. Ian Kuhlman for Toronto. Huselius for the Blue Jackets. The Leafs with a 1-goal lead.
Tyler Bozak has scored his 5th of the season. It comes on the power play with 7 seconds to play in the first. 2-1, Toronto after 1. The first intermission of tonight's game from Toronto and Leafs TV is brought to you by Ford. Drive one. There are 9 Western Canadian players on the current Toronto Maple Leaf roster. 2 hail from the province of Manitoba, including goaltender James Reimer.
James, you look down record books, media guides, they'd have you from Winnipeg, but you in fact are from a place called Morweena, Manitoba. Provide us a perspective of where it is and what it was like growing up in that little community.
Morweena, Manitoba. It's about an hour and a half due north of Winnipeg. It's a small little farming community. It's, have a lot of uncles and aunts there, a lot of people I'm related to. It's a wonderful community where you can grow up and spend a lot of time in the outdoor rink and making friends, and it's a great place, and I had a lot of fun there.
Every step is an important one to this level of your career. Look back to the exhibition game in London last September 23rd against Philadelphia, the 11 shootout attempts, and your feelings of coming out on that on top, and how important that game was to your development.
I mean, I think it was huge. I mean, if we even would have lost that game, I would have played, all right or well. But without the win, it's not really the icing on the cake, and to be able to hang in there, and there were a couple of times we were down in the shootout, and we had to score to keep it going, and the boys did that, and so just to hang in there, it builds a lot of character, from each personal guy and for myself as well, and. It taught me, just to hang in there, and if you let one in, you just got to shake it off and keep thinking on, you got to stop that next one. So, I think it was huge for me, and I've kind of tried to carry that confidence throughout.
What will you take back from our journey to Newark, New Jersey, and the 36 hours that saw us stranded on an airplane for 5 hours and in a bus? You're a veteran of the W, so this couldn't have been too much different.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of times in the Dub and Red Deer where we were trying to drive through the mountains. We got stuck a couple of times, but never with that much traffic, and never, not moving for 4 hours. So it was different. I mean, I was talking to some people, and we have storms back in the prairies in Manitoba, but we never get that amount of snow in such a short time, and so it was something. It was cool to be a part of. Now looking back, cheering, it was kind of frustrating at times, but it's a good memory, and it'll be fun to tell that one in a couple of years. That's for sure.
James Reimer still awaiting his first start in the National Hockey League, Bob, but what a great start here tonight for Darryl Boyce, a former teammate of his with the Toronto Marlies. Brought great energy, and he survived.
Well, he did, no doubt, as he got hurt in his first National Hockey League game a few years ago. And, for me, he gets the first shift of the hockey game. And that's one thing I like about Ron Wilson. New players come in, he puts them right in the lineup to get the jitters out of their system right away. He gets some energy going, and that's what he provides Dallas Eakins for the Toronto Marlies. He's an energy guy. He bangs, he crashes. He's a great skater. He gets his first assist in the National Hockey League. And, to me, he played a great first period playing with MacArthur and Kuhlman. He does defensive work as they get hemmed in their own zone a little bit, and Jared Bull looks like he's going to get a tap in, but Darryl Boyce strips the puck away. And then the first goal of the hockey game, Darryl Boyce protecting the wall and doing a good job, knowing he's got some pressure coming for the defenseman. He bangs it past him. It's a 2-on-1 break. MacArthur ends up tipping it over as Kuhlman goes to the net hard. And then at the end of it all, he comes into the bench, and that's after his first shift. And Tim Hunter, the assistant coach, makes sure he gives him a pat on the back and good job, young man, and really liked what I saw from him in the first 20 minutes.
Oh, great first period. Hockey XL is brought to you by Ford. Drive One. A couple of Western Canadian kids have opened the scoring for the Maple Leafs. Bozak from Regina, Clark MacArthur from Lethbridge. Hockey XL brought to you by Ford. Drive One. Again, 2-1 the score after one period of play. The Leafs entertaining the Columbus Blue Jackets. You're watching on Leafs TV in high definition.
Welcome back to the Air Canada Centre. The first period summary. The Leafs taking a 2-1 lead. First it was Nikolai Kuhlman set up by Clark MacArthur and Darryl Boyce. Huselius on a breakaway. And then on the power play, it was Bozak scoring his 5th of the year from Kessel. And the Leafs earn a 2-1 first period lead here at the Air Canada Centre. As you take a look at the assists on those goals, the Leafs out shooting Columbus 11-10. And we're joined in the broadcast booth by a very familiar voice. Just say your name, sir, and sign in, please.
Jerry Howard.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to say your name, you just have to talk.
Exactly. Jerry and I was hired by the same person, Len Bramson, in the same year, and they haven't been able to get rid of us yet.
No, and thank you, Len. He passed away last year, but what a great fortune it was for both of us to come to this city 30 years ago.
Here's Phaneuf trying to get to it, and a shot off the wing is smothered by Gustafsson. Jerry, your ball club's going to be pretty exciting this year.
It is, and I keep telling people that Alex Anthopoulos, for me, the young general manager, is very much like a young Pat Gillick. He orchestrates with his scouts and makes makes decisions that are based on really everybody's input, and I like to see that.
Pat's going into the Hall of Fame, too.
I know. Pat's a great general manager.
Well deserved.
4 teams, and Alex is cut from that same cloth.
Face-off will be to the right of Gustafsson, controlled by Schenn, who takes it around back of the net, and up onto the wing it goes, and brought forward by Joey Crabb, who rolls it in, and it'll be Kessel going into the corner after it. Kessel trying to get to it, and it's going to be called an icing, as it'll be brought back into the zone and to the left of Gustafsson. And Ron Wilson is a big Yankees fan. I know I grew up with the Boston Red Sox. I'm a Red Sox fan and a Blue Jay fan. But baseball is really big, and it's been great. It's a tough division for you guys to be in.
It is, and I think with the direction that the team is going now, and John Farrell, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, a good communicator and development of players, you'll see the Blue Jays start to swing into that area where they can compete year after year with the Red Sox and Yankees.
I know you coach high school basketball. Do you get to many Leaf games?
I have to say this is my first one in years.
Well, we got to have you back.
Well, I'd love to come back. But I always remember you and I coming here together and how much we enjoyed what we did. And for me to go up in that gondola when you first came here and seeing you broadcast games from Old Maple Leaf Gardens, that was fun for me too.
Well, Jerry, it's a pleasure having you with us. Good to see you. Good luck this year and enjoy your time. And the Blue Jays look like they're going to have an exciting ball club.
Well, it'll be fun, Joe. Thanks a lot. I'll enjoy your calls right here.
All right. It is lifted out into the center ice area and down into the Columbus zone. Icing is waved off, and back to retrieve it is Rostislav Klesla as Kessel chases him. Cut off by Johnny Mitchell. He tries to get it ahead for Armstrong, who gets it into the zone. Armstrong into the slot, had it knocked off his stick. Mitchell at the side of the net. Armstrong back to the goal now with it as Versteeg tries to support. The collision has a couple of players on the ice. Versteeg is also down on the ice as well as it comes around on the near side, and Mitchell is able to send it right back from whence it came. Now an errant pass in front, but gobbled up by Rick Nash. Brampton native gets it out at center, and Phaneuf will intercept his pass. The Leaf captain regrouping, and Colby Armstrong brings it to center. Off the boards and in behind the net. The Leafs getting their change going as Mathot takes it around and plays it to the line. Carverlake can't track that down, but icing is waved off, and this will force Schenn back after it as the Blue Jackets get their change going. Off the boards to center, and Mitchell trying to bring it out. Blocked there. Armstrong launches a bouncing puck in wide of the goal, and it is gobbled up there by Russell. Chris Russell holding it now as both teams have got their change completed. We played 2 minutes into the second period, and the Leafs with a 2-1 lead. Aaron pass down on goal. Gustafsson snaps it up off the boards, but it's blocked there by Sammy Paulson. Back to the point, trying to keep it in there is Russell as it goes along the boards, and it is cut off by Carberlay, and Carberlay will get it out into the center ice area. Hayda plays it back to regroup, and Russell with it once more. Hayda, a lead pass at center. Brent unable to block that as it's knocked in by Derek Brassard, and Shen will regroup it now as Carberlay gets it around on the wing, and it will be sent ahead by Sjostrom to Orr. Orr gets to center and rolls it in. Brent will start the change, and a quick up on the left wing side for Chutin, and he just dumps it down into the Toronto zone. Timmy Brent back from the flu bug, and it's played out and down the ice by the Maple Leafs, and icing waved off. I think the linesman may have a dinner date or something going here, Millsy.
Good, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm really earning it tonight, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't forget Bob and I.
Yeah, who are you two guys?
Yeah.
And over
To be
the-
named later.
To be named, yeah, that's right. Along with an empty case of beer. Backhanded down into the zone, and it is Gustafsson leaving it back of the net. This game moving right along as it comes back to the point. A shot deflects wide of the goal. Kyle Wilson letting it go. Clark MacArthur regroups it back to the net. Carl Gunnarsson trying to find some skating room, and now does, as he gets it off to Mike Thomas-Eric, who plays it up under the wing for MacArthur. Up ahead for Kuhlman. Kuhlman was given a belt, but it's a set ahead, and now here's a long shoot-in by Darryl Boyce. It goes wide of the goal, but it comes all the way down the left wing side for Andrew Murray, and a shot. Blocking arm save made there by Gustafsson. Leafs down in their own end as Bold gets it back to the blue line. Klesla on the far side, and it comes out into neutral ice, and Russell will play it back into the center ice zone. Andrew Murray carrying it in across the line with a shot off a leg wide of the net. Phil Kessel getting it up on the wing, had a 2-goal performance the other night, and here's at least Bozak in over the line. Bozak pulls up, tries to get it in front of the net. Crab couldn't center. Now he gets a try at it, and it hits the side of the goal. He had Kessel all alone in front, and he made the extra move around, and now he has it again. Crab working into the corner, puts the brakes on, looks for a man in front, bounces it out in front. No one there except Blue Jackets, and it's brought to center ice and launched in then by Christian Huselius. Nash in along the boards, loses it, and it is brought out now by Dion Phaneuf. Phaneuf's pass for Kessel. Kessel to the line, rolling it in. Mitchell got to it as a man coming off the bench, but couldn't get it to Armstrong, who was taking a beeline to the goal.
Just like in the first period, every time Nash is on the ice, for the most part, Beauchemin and Phaneuf are as well.
Vermette in over the line, and a centering pass, and Huselius was there, but it deflects up into the screen and out of play.
Tyler Bozak had an excellent first period of play, and I like his jump tonight, and I like his ability to jump into the holes. And here's one chance that just went over the net early, and then he sneaks through the defense, and a good save by Mason, and then Kessel with a real nice feed out to Bozak, and he chipped it up over top of the goaltender Mason, who went down early on the play.
Gunnarsson getting it around back to the net, flipped ahead by Thomas-Eric, but not out. Centering pass by Morrow didn't work. Scrummed along the boards. Ethan Morrow's shot, and a screen went over top of the goal. Far side now for Chris Clark, who plays it back to the near side. Morrow with another chance. He drilled that one well wide. Strollman at the far point plays it back for the Blue Jackets into the near corner. Fanning on the centering effort was Ethan Morrow, and the Leafs get it out at center ice. Backhanded right back in again by Sammy Paulson, and it is cleared by goaltender Gustafsson the length of the ice. And an icing charge is coming here against Toronto, and so the same compliment remains on, and Scott Arniel will make a change.
The rule of thumb when you're a goaltender, if you're going to field a puck, make your decision in a hurry. Gustafsson does just that. He makes his decision, he stays with it, and he actually clears the zone, and he's not a terrific puck handler, but he got a lot on that one.
Draw to the left, and John Mitchell in against Derek Brassard, wins it cleanly. Thomas-Eric in need of a change for his forwards, gets it out at center with a pass onto the wing, and Mitchell will make sure it gets into the zone, and the change is completed. Mark Mathot starting out of his own zone, flips it in off the glass, batted by Shen to the line and out. Colton Orr trying to find is forward and couldn't get it to Timmy Brent. Played back along the boards to the near side. Umberger is able to play it in, and now Gustafson back to the goal, gives it off, and it is sent by Carberlay around on the boards down into Columbus territory. 13:40 to go, second period. Shots favor Columbus 16-12 at this point, but the score remains 2-1 in favor of the Leafs. Plesla into the near corner. Jan Hayda starts out with it with a pass ahead at center and brought in now by Brassard. A shot, pad save, smothered by Gustafson. Then gets a little bit of snow in the mask as a result of the stopping by Derek Dorsett. But a break in the action.
And begin.
Well, in this league, you got to have a little luck. And I really believe that your scouting staff is probably the most important department now with the cap of any department in a hockey club. And as you look at the Columbus Blue Jackets and their drafts, they've had the opportunity to draft. Scott Howson, of course, is not responsible for all of the Columbus drafts, as he's just been here a couple of years. But there's a good one in Rick Nash, and he has been such a cornerstone of this franchise. And what a power forward he is.
Got a lot of his hockey know-how living around the corner from one Paul Hendrick.
The old Hamilton days.
Yes.
Remarked with Scott, he was in the top 10 of scoring in the 81-82 Ontario.
Here's a loose puck in front. They score! A giveaway by Beauchemin. Huselius steps in front of the net. The backhand finds the roof of the goal. And the Leafs, who give the puck away more than almost every other team in the league, are victimized again.
Yeah, and the #1 draw man for the Columbus Blue Jackets, he's 56%, 12th in the National Hockey League, wins the draw, and then the puck comes off in a weird way, really, off the boards. It bounces right on Beauchemin, but when he looks away from the puck is when he gets himself in trouble. Beauchemin takes a peek to make a pass, he takes his eye off the puck, and then when the puck arrives in his feet, now he's lost the puck, then the giveaway, and then the end result, it's in the back of the net.
And assists on the goal go to Nash and Vermette. I think those are kind of gift-wrapped assists, but they're there. And Huselius has his 8th of the year and his 2nd of the game. So it is a 2-2 tie on a bad giveaway down in the corner, and a very quick play by Huselius to recover it and take it to the net. Batted by Shen back in over the line, grabbed off by Andrew Murray, and played out into the center ice area, and now Kuhlman will launch it down into the Columbus zone. Russell jammed to the boards, the puck comes up on the wing, and Andrew Murray starts it out on the left side for Kyle Wilson. He'll roll it into the Toronto zone. Gunnarsson against the boards, chipped ahead there by Komisarek, and the Leafs have some skating room with Bozak finding Kessel. Kessel to the line and in. Kessel with Joey Crabb heading to the front of the net. The pass comes to Komisarek. The shot, big rebound in front, and unable to get there in time was Kessel. Launched in by Komisarek. Leafs are going to change. Mason back to the goal, sends it around on the wall. Plesla gets it ahead.
Sorry, Joe, the rebounds are available on this goalie.
Here's a chance in for Sammy Paulson, and no rebound on that shot as Gustafson swallows that up.
Couple of things on this play. First of all, watch Beauchemin here. He takes his eye off the puck to peek and see exactly where his available pass is. There he looks. Now he looks back. He's got time. Ooh, and that baby just took a horrible bounce off the boards. And then not only that, Huselius is left wide open in front of the net. Of course, the teammates of Beauchemin are waiting for him to make a play, and now they're thinking offense. But you can't think offense until you have puck possession on the defense. And Beauchemin there, that's a bad break. That thing just took an awful bounce off the boards and ended up in his feet.
23rd multi-goal game for Christian Huselius, who has never had a National Hockey League hat trick, has 2 goals on the night. Shen regrouping with Carberlay to Mitchell. He sends it back into the corner. Carberlay quickly across to Luke Shen, and Shen having some difficulties with it here. Chance now for Umberger in front of the goal, and Carberlay knocked it away from Brassard. Mitchell unable to get to it. Umberger in the corner trying to get to it. Dorsett sends it around the boards near side. Trapped by Chutin at the point. Over to the far side. Strollman's drive is wide of the goal. Chutin with it again, sending it into the corner. Umberger back of the net, trying to get it in front. Volleyballed ahead for Armstrong. Armstrong saucers it on, and Versteeg slowly to the line, trying to make a move. Versteeg gets around, gets it in front of the net. knocked away before Armstrong could get a shot on goal.
Man, that Versteeg is slippery sometimes, the way he can sneak around the defense.
He's a beauty. Sent down into the corner and around.
You're still trying to sell that one, aren't you, Joe?
Yep.
It's got a ways to go yet.
Well, we're working. Strallman across the line, brought out at center, intercepted by Phaneuf. Phaneuf in with a shot, and into the breadbasket. It's smothered by Steve Mason.
The second period of tonight's game from Toronto on Leafs TV is brought to you by Just Energy, your green energy solution. By NHL 11, in stores now. EA Sports, it's in the game. And by Nissan, innovation for all.
Very bad printing by Jeff Girodot tonight on his notes. Huselius has had 2 career hat tricks. Good thing I got that cleared up. Down and over the line, Huselius tried to send it in on goal. The rebound came in front as it was knocked in there by Vermette. A rebound on the near boards. The big line of the Blue Jackets has done the damage here for them here thus far as Beauchemin takes Nash out of the play. Phaneuf into the corner. Has it in his skates. Plays it along on the boards then for Clark MacArthur. He got it past the forecheck. Now Kuhlman trying to get it the rest of the way out, and he has. Russell, left wing side. Klesla sends it back, and Russell with another opportunity to move forward. Flips it in on the right side. The Blue Jackets are trying to change. Shot down into the zone, and coming out of the net to play it was Mason, so the icing is waved off. Klesla dropping it back. Russell's pass was just tipped in, so no icing there. And the Leafs, at least the Blue Jackets, are changing on the goal as it's played ahead, and Bozak gets it on the glass, but not out. Joey Crabb does the work to get it into center ice. And it is snapped back in again by Rostislav Klesla to the far side. Crabb tips it, but not out. Mathot sends it around back of the net. And after it now is Komisarek. Freed it up for Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson trying to play it to an open wing, and now gets it there. And it is rolled through center ice by Kessel.
The one thing...
What?
I thought Kessel was gone. So I thought I better not say anything for a moment here.
Well, press on.
The one thing to worry or to watch for tonight for the Maple Leafs is they've had a horrible travel week. Often it doesn't get you the first game. It often gets you the second. And will they run out of gas in this game tonight because of that horrendous travel in New Jersey earlier in the week?
The only time you don't want to hear oops is when you're having brain surgery. Around on the boards it goes, and it's played out into the center ice area. Grabbed off by the Blue Jackets. Strallman brings it in on the right side and rolls it into the corner. Shen knocked down on the play. A couple of bodies there as it goes to the open corner near side. Murray gets there along with Vermette. Now against the boards, they can't make a play, and it's back of the goal, and now it'll be played up on the wing, and Mitchell trying to get it out as Versteeg was breaking. Coverley arrives on the scene, swatted by Bowl, and it goes wide of the net. Hit by Shen, knocked it away from Chutin. Up ahead from Coverley, it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell will play it diagonally into the left wing corner. Armstrong fresh off the bench, goes into the corner after it. But R.J. Umberger gets it up on the wall, and now it is blocked there. Back to the point. Gunnarsson sends it into the corner. Tip 3. Gunnarsson is trapped, and now here is Umberger breaking in over the line, and Komisarek does a good job and then rattles him into the sideboards. Shot goes wide of the goal then by Chutin. At the far side, back into the slot. Chutin is able to play it in. And it is Komisarek going in there, and this time Umberger trying to return the favor. Umberger back to the point. The shot is right on and knocked away by Gustafsson. Played back in along to the side of the net. Down is Gustafsson to hold on. And Komisarek is in there, and Umberger and he are renewing hostility. 7:14 to play in the period. It is tied at 2.
In the USA programs, these two guys have played together, played against each other, I'm sure, growing up, as they lived in one in Pennsylvania, one in New York. So they know each other, I would assume, pretty well, and they're renewing acquaintances here as they have a pretty good battle going on throughout this shift. And as they go to the bench, they look at each other and say, "Hey, buddies, That was pretty good. We've done that a few times before, haven't we?
Well, and that's the case, guys, where, you know, everyone always say don't have buddies on the ice. I think you play harder against friends as long as you keep it clean like they did. Good physical contact, but fair play.
The draw to the right of Gustafsson. 7:14 to play, second period, tied at 2s.
Now, Bob, I played with you, Bob. Fair play?
Had nothing to do with Bob McGill's game, I'll guarantee you that.
What is that?
I just mean one-upmanship in the summertime when you see each other. It's like, hey, I got the best of you tonight.
All right.
Yeah. That was not in the playbook for Bob McGill. Fair play had nothing to do with his game.
He was fair. He was just tough.
Well, he's a very good pusher of a bus. I know that. Things didn't move at all. We got Big Daddy out on the scene. Then we moved a great deal.
Well, Colton Orr didn't hurt either.
No, that's true.
And I had a good view of both of you guys.
Yes, from sitting inside.
Boy, was it warm in there.
Yes, it was. Icing call had its whistle down. And Christian Huselius has been very hot against the Leafs. He just doesn't play them a lot.
Yeah, and there's a look at his last 3 games. This season, 6 goals before tonight. However, 1 was a hat trick. So his goal production has been way down for him so far this season. But tonight, maybe this will start him going and maybe heat him up a little bit as he's got a pair already.
Shen at the point, wrist shot blocked, rattled it in along off some legs. It comes in front of the net, and it is cleared then by Stralman to center ice. Carberlay circles at the blue line. A bank pass on the wing is chipped in over the line. He can't go after it as it's regrouped by Sammy Paulson into the corner. And now ahead for Ethan Morrow. Morrow sidestepping the forecheck, gets to the red line, gets it in deep. And with 6 minutes to play in the second period, the Leafs in a 2-2 tie here with Columbus. 22 months since Rick Nash and company have been here in Toronto. As Kessel takes the outlet pass on the right wing, tried to slide it by, but it was knocked away then by Jan Hejda. Around back of the net, Hejda has it again and gets it out into the center ice area. Morrow launching it down into the Toronto zone. Gunnarsson gets it freed up along the wall and gets it up ahead for Timmy Brent. Played to an open wing. Colton Orr is able to recover the puck, get it to center, and get it in over the line, only to have it knocked right back out again. Thomas Sarek launches it around the boards. Down the wall, Brent unable to trap it. Carberlay off the board, sends it in on a delayed offside. And the Blue Jackets will regroup in their own end.
11-2 the shots for Columbus in this second period as at least looks like the wheels have fallen off a little bit here.
Here's Carberlay launching the backhand, bouncing puck that Chris Russell is able to free up. Whoa, skates going high there as Schustrom took a cartwheel. And now into the center ice area. It is launched down into the Toronto zone by Kyle Wilson. Played by Gustafsson on the board. Patiently waiting for it was Armstrong. Didn't reach him. Carberlay gets it airmailed and knocked down. Thrown in, but the Leafs touch the puck, and then it is whistled down. The glove pass will cause a face-off outside the line when we return. Tied at 2. Futures is brought to you by the Toronto Marlies Pro Hockey Club. Tickets starting as low as $10.
Well, Christian Hansen's having a pretty terrific season. He's seeing 28 games, 8 goals on the season. And last night against the Chicago Wolves on the power play, moves it up to the point, goes to the front of the net, tip, redirects the shot past McIntyre. Another one right here, going to the net hard. He's got 3 goals in his last 5 hockey games for the Toronto Marlies, and he's going to be counted on big time with guys like Joey Crabb and Darryl Boyce now up here with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Played down into the Columbus zone, icing indicated, and it'll be touched up here by McCott.
And in saying that, you talk about Nazem Kadri, and it was big news again today that they sent him down in this market. Guys, he's not ready. He had the opportunity to play and play on the top lines here. He didn't produce. He needs to go back, just like Brian Burke did, and that's the right thing, to the minors to learn his craft. He's a young man. He's going to be a good player. But my goodness, when you're a young player, that doesn't mean you're always ready at that age. Let them develop, let them go to the minor leagues and get lots of ice time. He'll come back a better player when he is ready.
The great Chris Versteeg, 144 games in the American Hockey League. Didn't hurt him.
It didn't hurt a lot of guys.
It's funny.
Everybody does not develop at the same time.
Major League Baseball, you arrive as a 23-year-old young phenom out of the minors. And in hockey, if you're 18 and you don't make it, everybody thinks it's over.
And Versteeg now has become a good National Hockey League player. But he's not a big man, just like Nazem Kadri's not a big man, and I'm sure that he took time to develop and even grow into his body as he matured. I just don't get the way people get all upset about him going to the minor leagues. Let the kid develop. Leaf fans will be much happier with Kadri if he learns his craft in the minor leagues and gets lots of ice time. And look at the big picture. Don't look at the little picture.
Onto the wing it goes. Komisarek will snap it in and around the boards it goes. The old adage about tough love, and he'll get that down in the minors because he's going to have to earn his ice time there as well, and he should. And he's too good a player, and he'll be back. Here's Mitchell in front of the net, and he snapped it just wide with Versteeg on the doorstep.
He's going to be fine, but everybody doesn't develop at the same time.
Kept alive now by Darryl Boyce into the corner. Boyce is knocked down, but pokes it free. Here's the Leafs getting it back to the point, but it was deflected off his stick as MacArthur tried to get it back there, and now it's backhanded in by Beauchemin. 3:14 to go in what has been a solid period for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They've scored the lone goal to tie the game at 2.
I'll be very interested to see how the Leafs respond here, Joe, for the last 3 minutes and then into the third period. Here comes Nash.
In over the line, tried to make a little toe drag move there on Beauchemin. He made a pretty good defensive play one-on-one with a very tough hombre there in Rick Nash.
Look at their travel. Sunday in New Jersey, Monday and Tuesday in New Jersey, where they didn't sleep properly at all and didn't get very much sleep. You run on adrenaline Tuesday night, and do you run out of gas a couple of days later? We'll see.
There's a chance for Crabbe in over the line, driving wide on the defense, pulls the brakes on, back to the point to Caberlet, looking for Schenn, dishes it off on the far side, quick shot by Kessel, and that went wide. A shot by Schenn is blocked before it reached the net. It was interesting in listening to Ron Wilson suggest that it was the first time he'd seen Phil Kessel use a one-time slap shot on the goal he scored and then score on the backhand. 2 ways that he doesn't normally score goals. Potted him a couple the other night.
And the one thing that he's been working on in practice, one-timers. You can never stop improving your game, even at this level.
Methot brings it to center and banks it in onto the right wing side. Gustafsson out of the net, playing it back into the corner, cut off by Wilson. And back to the point. Tesla just did keep it in. Back into the far corner, and Wilson with it again, trying to center off a leg. And Armstrong battles and gets it out. Timmy Brent with Kessel. He heads to the bench, and Brent will provide the forechecking and the hit on Methot. Around on the boards near side. Slammed in there, down in a heap goes Klesla. The puck comes free. Armstrong and Brent now to Versteeg. Back of the net, Tim Brent. That went right through his legs to the far side. Bold trying to scrum it along the wall, and Armstrong trying to dig it out, and he does. Versteeg reverses his field. Bowl is hit there by Brent, but he got the puck ahead to Andrew Murray, who brings it to the line with a long shot off the glove of Gustafsson and to the side of the net. Caberlet banks it ahead. After the puck came out of Gustafsson's glove, he backed right into the net, not knowing where that rebound had went. Didn't want to have it hit him in the back and go into the goal. Centering effort comes into the goal crease, and it's knocked away and played off into the corner by Caberlet, with a shot blocked there as it was sent in on goal by Hayda. Back to Hayda again. The shot blocked there by Boyce, but he didn't have much momentum to maybe carry on to try and break past the defense, and Hayda has it one more time, and it'll be deflected into the Leaf zone. Brassard goes in after it, but Beauchemin plays it away from him. Near side for Schenn. A pass ahead for Darryl Boyce. He couldn't handle. Back down into the zone it goes. Just 6 seconds left in the period now. And Beauchemin around back of the net plays it into the corner. And Schenn will scrum it there to bring about the end of the frame. The only goal scored by the Columbus Blue Jackets. And at the end of 40 minutes, we're knotted at 2s. Welcome back to the Air Canada Centre. Tonight's second period summary brought to you by Proline. Getting way into the game. Christian Uselius, his second goal of the hockey game. Nash and Vermette with the assists. And it is a 2-2 tie. And this... lots of youngsters in attendance tonight. Boy, those fries look good. There's a little ketchup there, and I'll bet half of it's on his shirt.
I always like this time of year because you see so many more kids in attendance because of the Christmas break. And I met somebody on the way in from Peterborough where I hang my hat now with a little boy, his first NHL game, and his eyes were as big as they could be. Yep.
Well,
nice.
We got a guest statistician up here, and David Bowen, who's enjoying his Christmas time off as it's played out and down into the Columbus area. Mason scoops it back up the middle. The Leafs get there, not in time. Clark MacArthur is a disbeliever, but it is whistled down offside.
And getting back to the Kadri point about spending some time in the American Hockey League, I mean, look at all these players right here that have learned their craft. Francois Beauchemin took a long time to get in this league, and he is now a player that has a Stanley Cup ring. And you could go through every team in the league, and some real good first-round picks as well that need time before they're ready for the world's greatest league.
This is our last game in calendar year 2010, so everyone a very happy and prosperous and healthy new year in 2011. The Leafs 2010 calendar year, 29 wins, 38 losses, 9 overtime losses. And our crew that does such a great job in our midweek telecast, what a great job they do in the truck. A happy new year to all of them, and we send along their best wishes to their families as well. Okay, there goes the cards. We don't have to send any cards out next year either. I think we're good, Nelsy. Got that. We got Henny all set. Bobby McGill. Face off to the left in the Columbus zone. And it is controlled by the Blue Jackets and set around on the near side. Gunnarsson tried to pinch to keep it in. Versteeg gets it wrapped back at center. Mitchell sends it to an open wing. Grabbed by Komisarek and sent down into the zone. Umberger had him kind of lined up. Looked like they were going to renew hostilities as Versteeg sends it around back of the net to the far corner. Armstrong in there colliding with Hayda. Puck goes free. A chance in front of the net. And it's shot by Mitchell into the screen. Did that go off a stick? They're saying that it will be in the circle to the left, I believe.
Yeah, a little inside-outside move, and Colby Armstrong with a nice forecheck. Pins the body and then pins the stick, and that allows him to get puck possession to find Mitchell. Mitchell a little right side in move. And it went off the stick of Broussard and out of play.
So much of the game is played in those one-on-one battles against the boards that the little tricks that you can learn about stick play and positioning and pinning sticks, just like Armstrong did there, are so valuable as you progress through your minor hockey career and everything else. But guys, and Armstrong is excellent at that.
Body position is everything in those situations.
Brent got it off to Converlay, slipped in now by Schustrom. Here's Colton Orr trying to get some forechecking in on Chutin. And it's back of the net now, and here is Anton Strollman giving it away to Beauchemin. Beauchemin sends it around back of the net. Chutin and Orr after it again as it comes to center ice. And it'll be Phaneuf finding Beauchemin on the left wing side. Leafs are changing as this is drilled in wide of the net. Chutin with Clark MacArthur running into him, bounces it out at center, and it'll force Schenn back into his own zone. And on the boards, Beauchemin tipping it. Puck knocked down on the wall again. Here go those battles with Clark back of the net, trying to come out in front. Chip back in along the boards. Centering effort by Morrow didn't work. Now it does. And a chance there, stopped by Gustafsson, and he is crumpled up there as he's bent back at a rather awkward angle, but seems to be all right as Tim Brent collided with him.
It's an excellent save here. Another giveaway by the Maple Leafs, and they have done that a lot in this game tonight. And everybody's chasing the puck. And when you start chasing pucks instead of holding your position, the end result is somebody's going to be wide open. And Gustafson, he goes right back, and you can hurt your knees in a hurry that way. And it seems to be okay.
Darryl Boyce colliding with him, but he's all right. I wonder if people can bend that way. I find that I'm not available anymore. Now into the slot, Nash's shot. There's a penalty coming to Toronto. And is it Joey Crabb who is going to get it? It's a holding call. And is at the blue line. It was whistled down. This is just the second penalty of the game and the first power play for Columbus.
Yeah, trying to get on to Rick Nash here, and this big body, I mean, that's all it was that free arm. That's a little soft, that penalty. It almost looked on that play like he was thinking about grabbing him and then took the free arm off.
The arm went up and it wasn't brought back down, and so here's the first power play of the game for Columbus in a 2-2 tie.
Not like it bothered Nash at all on that play. He just kept going.
Snapped off the boards then by Beauchemin down the ice.
And Columbus, they didn't even get a power play against Minnesota in their last game. This is their first one in almost 5 periods.
And in their last 5 games, they've only scored once in 13 opportunities. So the power play's not gotten a lot of activity, and it hasn't been very good. Near side for Huselius. Gets it back now. Huselius looking back to the point. Finds Russell. Far side, Nash. Shooting, scores! Rick Nash. The captain snaps it home, and it is a 3-2 Columbus lead.
Nash has that heavy, heavy shot with a quick release. Umberger in front of the net, creating a screen. And really not much going on here. A harmless play. The Leafs are in good position. Schustrom gets a little bit too far over. And Umberger here in front of the net. Now, does he do the job, or does Gustafson just miss this also? Gustafson looks the wrong way. He looks to the short side. And on this play here, you're better off, even with a left-handed shot, to look to the middle. Cover your short side and keep to the middle as the goal. And Nash, with that quick release, just throws it in the far side, and he had lots of room for his 18th.
18th goal of the season, and for the first time in the game, the Blue Jackets own the lead.
Before tonight, Nash 10th in the league in goal scoring.
Murray against the boards. That is his 29th point. And Mikhail Grabovski not in the lineup tonight, tied with Clark MacArthur for the club lead. Actually, MacArthur now with an assist has 28 points on the season. Ball gets it out into the center ice area. Russell and Huselius assist on the power play goal that gives the Columbus Blue Jackets the lead.
He's going to start getting some shots to the net. They have just 16 on the game.
And only 3 in the second period.
It's not like Mason has been on his game this year. And coming a little bit better lately, but he's been struggling.
Joey Crabb playing it off on the wing. Shen tried to send it to the net, but it was blocked by Sammy Paulson, who gets it out into the center ice area. Rattle right back in again by Coverley. And unless you're down in the offensive end, you're not likely to draw penalties either, as Clark carries it back in with a shot that is gloved by Gustafson and held. And there'll be a face-off in the Toronto zone with 15:05 to play in period number 3.
Now for Columbus, not a real successful power play. This includes tonight. And they haven't had a multi-power play goal game this year. Scott Arniel, one of the things he talked about is his team has been getting into penalty trouble the last couple of games, and Columbus has been a little better in that area tonight.
Their power play on the road's a little better than overall. They're 14th in the NHL on the road, 11 of 63, make it now 12 of 64. But they're 29th overall in the National Hockey League. So this is a big goal for them to give them the 3-2 lead. Nice in charge here against Toronto.
So how do you grab some energy with a team that I think is run out of gas and running on empty right now, and the coaching staff probably has a pretty good idea. They need an event, the Leafs. They need a break, something that perhaps will help them grab a little energy wave here with 14:52. And I know what you're saying at home. They're professional athletes. They should be able to do this. Well, folks, they're also human.
Here's Clark MacArthur getting it in over the line. Kuhlman dropped it back. Boyce against the boards. Played back out into the center ice area. Gunnarsson dropping it back.
I've seen this go a million times. It's not the first day that gets you. It's a couple days later.
Mark MacArthur in. The shot is high and wide of the goal. The rebound, Kuhlman can't trap. And it's brought out into the center ice area by Dorsett. Derek Dorsett sends it down into the Toronto zone. And it is Beauchemin around back of the net trying to find some skating room, and he has. Beauchemin carries to center. Weaves to the near side of the rink. Dips it into the corner. Leaving it was Armstrong, and then Versteeg couldn't get it by to get Armstrong back of the net. Huselius to center. In on the right side, a pass into the slot. Nash a shot, and that is smothered there by Gustafsson on a dangerous rush by the Blue Jackets, who lead 3-2. Every minute counts is brought to you by Toronto Hydro. Look at the ice time.
Even tonight, Beauchemin and Beauchemin and Phaneuf have played a lot against the Nash line. And Nash comes late this time for Snead. Reacts late and doesn't pick him up. And that's a good save by Gustafsson there as he holds right his ground. And he's very well looking at perhaps tying Stamkos for game winners if this score stays the same.
Played a lot of his minor hockey with the Toronto Marlies organization in the Greater Toronto Hockey League as it's played to center and knifed into the zone. Crabbe goes in after it as Mason fires it around on the boards. It comes right to Phaneuf. Rolled in front of the net. Phaneuf with a shot. Rebound in front, and it bounced over Kessel's stick. Cleared out into the center ice area, and Phaneuf rattles it back. Brought forward now by Crabbe in on the right side. Here's Bozak taking it wide and around back to the goal. Trying to find Kessel on the near wing. It comes to the point. Beauchemin shovels it back in. Kessel plays it back into the corner, and it is Bozak unable to get there in time as it's cleared by Columbus to center ice. And a race for the puck here. Nash and Phaneuf. And Nash gets it into the corner but doesn't have a stick anymore. And Phaneuf is going to get a penalty for slashing.
I would like to see this one again, and I'm going to. Let's have a look. Well, I'd like to see it from this angle here. Oops, no, I'm not going to be able to. But
whatever happened to the old saying, 25 pounds pressure, holding on to your stick. He didn't break the stick. He just slashed the stick and knocked it out of his hand.
I've never loved that rule. I still think it's a stick check. I understand when the stick hits the hands. Yeah. But when it doesn't hit the hands, I don't like the rule. And that's one of those lockout rules that has stayed.
Bounced at the point. Tootin shot in front of the goal. Swept at the net there by Stralman, and it was blocked. Back of the net is Shen trying to play it into the corner. Cut off by Brassard. Back to the point it goes. Tootin looking for the puck and gets it. Tootin looking for Stralman. No, goes near side Brassard. Derek Brassard fakes the shot in front of the net. A shot. Rebound shot. Stopped by Schustrom twice. And now Schustrom intercepts it, and an excellent piece of penalty killing there by Frederick Schustrom.
Tim Brent as well, Joe, to force the defenseman to fire that shot wide.
Tootin as the Blue Jackets try to get their #1 power play unit out onto the ice. Knocked down by Nash as he came off the bench, but it's poked back into the center ice area. Nash is able to get back in time to prevent Armstrong from a shorthanded rush. Russell up on the right side for Rick Nash. Nash to the line, made the extra move, and that put Vermette, the former Ottawa Senator, offside.
Well, Schustrom with some good work this time. I thought he got caught a little bit too far over in the last goal, but this time now he filters back into the middle. There now he's in better defensive position coming through the middle, and he's in a position now to make an excellent block on the slot shot. And then there, a good quick stick, and out the puck goes. It's a pretty good penalty for work that time. Frederick Schuster.
44 seconds left in the infraction. Blue Jackets in across the line, send it into the near corner, hammered on the glass by Gunnarsson, but it won't clear the zone. Kuhlman can't get it out. Gunnarsson is checked. Into the corner goes Huselius. Christian Huselius now trying to spread things out down low. Centering pass, and that went right through the legs of Rick Nash. Near side for Huselius again. Back for Nash again. The shot. It's blocked. There's a juicy rebound in front of the net. Back to Huselius once more. Dishes it back to Russell. Now to Nash again. A shot. That's blocked. The rebound hit the goalpost. Down is Gustafsson. Where's the puck? Waved off by the official on a wild scramble at the side of the net. Umberger wondering how that didn't go in.
I look at this Columbus team and all the drafts picks that they've had, and we talked about that in the second period. They're starting to come. Maybe they've taken a little longer, but I sense now that this team is starting to come a little bit. And there's a play that hits the post and stays out somehow.
They are apparently changing the third goal to Umberger from Nash and Russell.
They're saying he got a piece of it,
I guess. So it is R.J. Umberger's goal as we get an icing charge here, and that will be his 11th of the season.
The CHL Prospects game will come to the Air Canada Centre January 19th. Don Cherry, Doug Gilmore will coach the top 40 prospects in the country that night. Take advantage of an exclusive 2-for-1 ticket offer right now by clicking here and use the password WJ to enjoy this special offer.
Wait till Bobby Orr finds out he's just been doused by grapes and got Gilmore coaching. My gosh.
Got to keep it in Kingston.
Oh, absolutely. I understand that. It'll be a great night, that's for sure. Flipped ahead, unable to get it in. Bozak. And now it is Carl Gunnarsson carrying to the line and backhanding it in as half the third period is about to be put into the books. Umberger can't get it out. Carberlet left point. Unable to shoot it. Sends it into the corner. Gets it back again. Swept over on the far side. Now into the slot for Bozak. Back to the point to Carberlet. Side of the net. And the one-timer by Kessel went wide. Umberger lays it out into the center ice area. And Carl Gunnarsson finds Kessel, but it's too far for him. And a signal to change anyway. A thought around back of the net for the Blue Jackets. Up on the right side. And across the line is Broussard. A shot. And that goes off the stick. Beauchemin up into the screen, out of play. 3-2. The Leafs trail in the third. Tonight's Spotlight is brought to you by Hyundai. Live smart.
And Rick Nash has had a good game tonight. He has been a threat most times that he's been on the ice. Here's a 2-on-1 in the first period. Gustafsson with a good save. Beauchemin's had his hands full all game long against this monster. And then the goal on the power play that now he's not going to get credit for. I thought he put it in for sure.
So did he.
Yeah, they're saying it hit Umberger on the way through.
So it is a 3-2 Columbus lead. And the Leafs offense has dried up since a good first period. And it is played into the corner now. Carberlet tipping it free. Knocked into the corner then by Carl Gunnarsson. Played up on the boards. MacArthur can't get to it. Carberlet sends it back along the wall. And now it is flipped to the line, but not out. Shooting shot is deflected in front of the net by Dorsett. Just wide. Into the corner is Boyce. Up ahead for Kuhlman. Scooped high in the air. MacArthur couldn't get to it. And now a loose puck to the near wing. Kuhlman gets it freed up and he's in across the line. Kuhlman into the slot. Can't find the handle. Beauchemin keeps it alive. Round back of the net for Mitchell, who's off the bench. MacArthur in the near corner. Phaneuf chipping it in. Now a centering effort is knocked by the Blue Jackets down the ice, but it's right on goal, and so Beauchemin is back with a quick up to Dion Phaneuf. Phaneuf will shoot it in. Down on the boards, Nash chips it out. And Beauchemin's there once more to throw it right back in again. Leafs tag up, and off they go into the forecheck, led by Kobe Armstrong. Armstrong flattens Russell, who gets up limping as he heads to the bench. Mitchell takes his man out, and the puck is around back of the net. Off the boards for Colby Armstrong, tipped into the center ice area. Columbus shoots it back to the blue line. A lead pass trying to spring. Versteeg did not work, and the thought sends it into the corner, and a pass gets ahead to Murray, who gets it out at center. Carberlet dropping it back. Kessel gets it on to Armstrong, who slips it in, and in goes Kessel in there against Mark Methot. Puck is loose into the skates, comes free to Carberlay. He sends it towards the net wide. Schenn in the far half board sends it around back to the goal. That rang the Dasher board, and now Carberlay pinches to keep it in. Gobbled up, however, by Antoine Vermette. Vermette carries it out at center. Trying to get it across the line. He does. Bull had it in his skates. Sends it around back to the goal for Andrew Murray. Murray is banged into there by Schenn, and it is cleared by Bozak, and Carberlay tries to find some room. Gives the puck away, and a shot is smothered by Gustafsson as Kyle Wilson, the Oakville native, was gifted with that pizza up the middle.
Yeah, the mind isn't working tonight for a lot of these players, and why you go through the middle here, I don't really have a good explanation for it. You're trying to make a high-risk play instead of just carrying it or chucking it up the boards. And we haven't talked a lot about this, and we should. This team misses Grabowski tonight also, who has been their best player for sure for quite some time, and that really hurts that line. So now you don't have that scoring threat with Grabowski out, and you need somebody else to pick up the slack, and Ron Wilson's group has not had many to do it so far tonight.
Yeah, if you joined us late, Mikhail Grabowski and his girlfriend Kate Van Alsten are having their first child, a little girl. That may be past tense. They may already have their daughter. No word yet from Leafs officials. And it's around on the boards. A collision there as MacArthur got it freed up, and it comes into the slot. Here's Paulson back to the point. The wrist shot is off the pad of Gustafsson, and the rebound goes to MacArthur, who carries to center and now rolls it in. Kuhlman hustling in there after it against Jutin. The puck goes free to Paulson, and Sammy Paulson, who was as integral a part of the Anaheim Stanley Cup victory as anyone for Brian Burke, did an outstanding checking job in that cup run. Trying to do the same here in Columbus as a rolling puck is scooped up by Steve Mason, who's really not had an awful lot to do since the first period.
The third period of tonight's game from Toronto and Leafs TV is brought to you by Hyundai, Live Smart, and by Snickers, packed with peanuts. Snickers, satisfied.
Lost in all this is Gustafsson's been pretty good in this game. He's almost had 30 shots now. You can't really blame him for the goals. A breakaway, a tip.
Here's Strawman into the zone, rolls it around back to the net. Schenn got a piece of his man, and Carberlay takes the puck and plays it up on the wing, and Versteeg is out. Versteeg to the line. Versteeg puts the brakes on, saucers it into the middle. It goes right to Tim Brown, who shot it wide. Rebound near side, and it is Beauchemin around back to the net. Armstrong in along the boards trying to shield it. He does to get it back to the point, but off the one-timer. And in traffic in front of the net, that was stopped by something or someone. Here's Versteeg shooting! And a hand pass is called, and they don't like the idea that Versteeg wired it over top of the net. You're watching Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey.
Broadcast here on Leafs TV takes place next Monday. Toronto and Los Angeles, a 10:30 start from the Staples Center. We'll have our pregame show to begin things at 10 o'clock that night.
Moments ago, the Jackets were upset at this play. A little hand pass here by Beauchemin. And Versteeg had no idea, but they don't like the headshot afterwards. Next one low.
Yeah, that's right. Here's Kessel getting the shot away.
There it is.
It was low, but it wasn't the same guy. Back to the point to Schenn. A shot deflects, and Carberlay thought about trying to keep it in, and Dorsett now down the right wing boards. Dorsett into the corner with Schenn chasing, and Schenn gets a good chunk of him as he goes cartwheeling, and the Leafs are able to get it out with Carberlay. On ahead it goes to Bozak. He has one of the lead goals here tonight as it's into the corner. Bozak has it up against the wall. Mitchell in there trying to dig it free, and he has. Kessel back in the net, and Schenn had crept in. Kessel getting it back to Carberlay. Carberlay's shot is off the mark wide. Mitchell can't reach it, and Nash starts away on the left wing now for Columbus. Gets it to center, and that big body is able to get it into the Leaf zone. Now Nash comes away with it. Nash with a little stutter step, trying to post up as it were, as it's blocked, and now here is Kessel starting back the other way. Kessel on to Boyce. Darryl Boyce hits the side of the goal with a centering pass. Into the corner and centering now for MacArthur. And he couldn't shoot it. MacArthur back towards the blue line. Back to the point to Beauchemin. Just kept in. Shot coming, and it's smothered with the right hand of Mason. And held for a face-off with 4:41 to go in the third period. The Leafs down a goal.
Rick Nash protects the puck so well and uses his big frame. And he does an excellent job here. Protecting the puck there. Try and get it off. Keep away.
They look like Shaquille O'Neal trying to post up. A face-off to the right of Nash.
And that's one thing that Nash does so well. Protects the puck with that big frame. And that was an excellent example of it.
Draw control by Columbus. High stick? No, not a high stick. Waved off, and it is Phaneuf going back to it, leaving it there. And the Leafs run out of room there as MacArthur unable to get to it. Chipped ahead, but not out. Shot on goal, stop. Rebounds. Knocked in front of the goal. Kuhlman trying to find room, can't. Morrow a shot, and he whistled that one wide. Batted back into the zone again by Russell. Leafs get it freed up. Clark MacArthur trying to find some skating room, and it's fed ahead to Kuhlman. Kuhlman's pass is behind MacArthur. Brought right back in again by Chris Clark. Clark was into the corner after it, around back of the net. Clark puts the brakes on. Inboard centers, knocked away by Phaneuf. Played out into the center ice area by the Leafs. MacArthur's not going to be able to get off. Phaneuf runs into his numerical counterpart and Mark Mathot, and it's back to the Toronto goal. Leafs trying to get a change going. Phaneuf got it ahead, and Versteeg is through center and across the line. On to Armstrong. Armstrong stops. Back into the slot. Schenn can't shoot it the first time, then did, and bounced it wide of the net. Centered and back to the blue line. Carvelay stumbles. 2-on-1 going the other way. Here's Vermette going to the net with a pass. And that went off Schenn, and a pretty good save made there by Gustafsson. Lead pass for Armstrong. Armstrong slides it into the corner for Versteeg. 3:07 to play in the third period. Columbus hanging on for a one-goal lead here as it goes to an open corner. Back to the point to Phaneuf. The wrist shot is high. Mason with no traffic in front of him makes an easy save.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Leafs TV is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67. You can have a little, or you can have it all.
Face-off coming to the left of Mason. Bozak leaning in, the draw scrum. The Leafs control it. Phaneuf at the point. Kessel in the corner. Leaves it for Mitchell. Mitchell carries around back of the goal. Played it off the back of the net. Couldn't get it in front. Two Leafs onto the puck with Beauchemin pinching. Bozak trying to chase his man down, and it's launched high in the backhand into center ice. It was a fortuitous bounce almost there for R.J. Umberger.
Leafs now are going to have to pinch down their defense, really activate them in the offensive zone to try to make something happen to create a few chances.
Dorsett sends it in, and Phaneuf has it in the corner and banks it around for Carvelay.
2:19 to go. It's time to gamble now.
Carvelay plays it out at center. No one on the move. Fired right back in again by Mathot. And it'll be Carvelay around back of the net, being chased hard as it goes into the corner. Rink-wide feed from Schenn. Here's Clark MacArthur with some speed. Going to the net hard was Boyce, but it didn't reach him. Carvelay pinches in. Filled in by the point by Kuhlman. Now along the boards it goes to Boyce. Darryl Boyce couldn't get it in front of the net. Carvelay is down back of the net, hacking and whacking, and Kuhlman got a piece of his man, and it's pushed out at center in a race for the puck. Sammy Paulson in with a drive, and that was stopped by Gustafsson, who will be looking to the bench momentarily. Schenn plays it in over the line. Luke Schenn into the corner. Takes his man to the boards as Paulson comes to the line, but not out. Now it's poked out, and the net is empty as Armstrong's trying to get a loose puck to behave. Played to the line and out. Chutin sending it towards an empty net, and it's wide. And Schenn is there. 1:10 to go in the third. Leafs coming to center and in over the line. Drop pass. Bozak Centers and Armstrong! He shot it wide! Kept alive in front of the net. Still free. Bouncing puck is into the skates. Cleared to the line, and Umberger is going to get it out. He's going to get it out, but he's going to cause an icing.
Ooh, what a bad play by Umberger. I mean, he made the right play by holding on to it. And then he got too much mustard on it. Colby Armstrong had the tie on his stick. And he misses the puck by 3. Well, not by that much, but he misses the short side. And the bench, oh, so close.
So a timeout called by Toronto.
And the Leafs just trying desperately here to grab a point in a game where, for the most part, from the second period on, it looks like they have not had a lot of gas in the tank.
The icing has caused Columbus to call the timeout. Either way, one of the teams is going to call it.
Vermette, he's 61%. Bozak 53% at the faceoff dot, which will be important in a second.
And Andy Petrello will be along. Brad May, Bob McGill, as our Ford Leafs Nation post-game show coming up immediately after the game. 46.7 seconds left in the third period. And the gathering at the Air Canada Centre is hoping for a little overtime.
So Antoine Vermette, who's 12th NHL in faceoffs, and he's 61% tonight, will try and beat Bozak, who's done pretty well also at 53.
The draw scrummed and pushed back to the blue line. Coverley at the left point. Back it goes to Versteeg. A shot. Big rebound in front. Clark MacArthur loses it. Vermette gets it ahead. Nash with an empty net. Shot it off the side of the post. 28 seconds left. There's Coverley with a pass in over the line. Kurleman trying to get to it. Volleyballed out into the center ice area. It's a glove pass that's going to bring a face-off deep in the corner to the right of Mason with 20.3 seconds left.
Wow, they're taking Nash off. That surprises me a little bit, although I know the team is tired, and Vermette as well.
Timeout Toronto, Greg.
But I think it hit the stick on the way, and that's why it wasn't icing right off the bat in the neutral zone. Now, Toronto's going to take a timeout, which will enable, perhaps, the Columbus Blue Jackets to put Vermette back on the ice, who was tired. We'll see what the coach does on that particular play, whether he keeps the same 5 on the ice or he comes back with Antoine Vermette.
Scott Arneal and Bob Bugner, the former Windsor Spitfire coach, bringing on.
And the crab penalty on Nash here, that little arm, which was a tough one. And then the power play, Umberger, yes, he does tip it. No chance for Gustafsson on that.
So an important penalty kill that did not happen, as the power play goal is the difference in the hockey game.
Vermette was 6 out of 9 against Bozak. And now that the play's on the other side, he will not take this draw. It'll be Sammy Paulson.
The draw won by the Leafs. Here's Vermette moving to the middle of the ice. Still with it, sends it in on goal. That was blocked. The rebound comes up on the wing, cleared off the boards, knocked down by Versteeg. Sent to the net wide, 9 seconds left. Hustling after it, Mafat can't get it up the boards. It's bounced to the line and out. Coverley couldn't keep it in, and that will do it. The Columbus Blue Jackets come back from a 1-0 deficit and a 2-1 first period deficit, as Huselius will get 2 on the night to tie it, and then Umberger in the third period on a power play, the game-winning goal.
And a night where the Leafs came out well. They played hard in the first period, and then it just looks like the wheels fell off. The Jackets just kept coming and coming. And in the third period, Umberger on a Rick Nash shot redirected it past Gustafsson, and that was enough for the victory.
32-22, the Leafs are outshot and lose it 3-2.